One iPhone 15, New York 870, Shenzhen 828, Istanbul 2,286. Same box, 3 confessions. Richer country, higher price. That explains it, right? Then explain why Istanbul charges almost 3 times what New York pays. Apple builds the phone for about $430. Half of what you pay is not the phone at all. The other half is something you cannot hold. 3 receipts, 3 confessions. The phone is not just a device. It is a passport. 5th Avenue, 2 in the morning. Inside the glass cube, an iPhone sits on a pale wood table. The sticker says $7.99. The receipt will say something else. The sticker is already lying. Tap the card. New York City adds 8.875%. The register prints $870.71. $71 evaporated between the shelf and the door. You never touched that money. Someone did. The question is, who takes the rest? Open the phone. Count the parts. The numbers get strange fast. Industry teardowns estimate the breakdown. 45% is physical. Chips, glass, cameras, battery, real things you can hold. 2% is the human hands that put it together. 3% is the ship that carried it here. And 35% is something you cannot hold at all. Something you cannot even see. 35% on an $870 receipt that is over $300. $300 of marketing, of engineers in Cupertino, of a white logo on a black box. You did not buy a phone. You bought a membership. The American buyer funds the research. The American buyer funds the ads. The American buyer funds the next phone, the next chip, the next commercial. The next country on this desk funds something else, something uglier. Slide the New York receipt aside. Pick up the next one. Same phone, same box, same chip. The total at the bottom reads $2,286. The city, Istanbul. And now the case gets loud. An engineering student presses his face close to the glass of an Istanbul Apple store. The price tag inside reads 74,999 lira. For him, that is 4 months of rent. Convert it to dollars. 2,286. Not New York. Not London. Istanbul. The same phone. Almost 3 times the price. Istanbul's minimum wage is around $700 a month. The phone costs 3 1/4 paychecks, not 4 months of rent. A quarter of a working year. The window sticker is a wall. 4 taxes, stacked, one on top of the other. Watch what the receipt actually confesses. A 1% culture ministry fee. A 12% broadcasting fee for state television, a 50% special consumption tax, then 20% VAT layered on top of all of it. Each tax is calculated on the price plus the previous taxes. The government does not just take a slice. It takes a slice of every slice. The hardware is identical. The confession is not. Most of the price goes to the state. A smaller slice to Apple. A smaller slice to the actual phone. The math is brutal. In Istanbul, you pay for 3 iPhones. You take one home. The tax authority quietly walks out with the other 2. Even tourists pay. Bring your own phone into Turkey. Use it past 120 days. The government locks it from the network unless you register it. The fee runs close to $960. Same phone. Triple the price. The Istanbul receipt confesses a state that taxes the air around the device. But the strangest receipt comes from the city that actually builds it. Where the phone is born, the price should be lowest. It is not. Shenzhen, 6 in the morning. A woman named Lee clocks into the Foxconn line where this exact phone was born. Her fingers will touch 400 iPhones today. To buy one, she works 2 months. This is where the receipt starts to bleed. Foxconn earns roughly $10 per iPhone assembled. Apple keeps around $300. The brand on the glass captures 38% of the price. The factory that built it, 1%. The hands that touched it, less than a dime. Made in China. Assembled in China. Sold in China. Taxed in China as if it just crossed the border. China applies 13% VAT to every phone sold, domestic or foreign. But here is the catch. The Shenzhen factory sits in a bonded zone. Legally, the phone is exported and re-imported just to reach a store across the street. $95 of Lee's receipt is the cost of crossing an invisible border. Put 3 workers on one desk. A New York engineer buys this phone with 2 days of wages. Lee, who built it, works about 2 months. An Istanbul teacher works nearly 4. Same glass rectangle. 3 prices written in human hours. Now the pattern. America sells an idea and charges for the brand. Turkey taxes a symbol and charges for the border. China charges rent on its own factory floor. 3 countries, 3 different things being bought. None of them is the phone. The iPhone is not a product, it is a document. Every border stamps it, every tax system signs it. The price tag is not a price. It is a passport stamp in a currency you cannot refuse. Filing the report. New York confesses a market that prices the device close to the build cost. Istanbul admits a tax wall designed to punish import demand and protect a fragile lira. Shenzhen reveals a factory floor where the phone is born, and the worker collects pennies on the dollar. The price is a passport. It does not show what the phone is worth. It shows which economic nation you belong to. One case remains open. Another receipt is already on the desk. Another city. Another price that does not add up. The investigation continues. Case closed.